Hello, hello, and welcome to A Cup of Meg and Joe with me, your host, Meg and Joe. Today, you may be wondering why I have two mics in front of me, and that is because we have a special guest on today's episode. Woo! Our first guest ever on the pod. The one who I always wanted to be the first person on here is my lovely, lovely partner. I'm giggling because he's making me nervous. All right, so my first guest. I'm crying. Okay. Woo, he still makes me nervous to this day. Oh. My special guest is my lovely, lovely, wonderful partner, my favorite human being, Liam Reyes, everybody, aka Baby Boy Blue. Come on down. Yeah. Woo! Woo! Oh.
Oh, sorry, accident. It was an accident.
My knee just went up his ass.
It was an accident.
Hey, babe.
Hey. Oh my gosh, I gotta hold matcha while doing this. Okay, hi.
Hey. How's it going?
Going pretty well. Going pretty well. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday.
It's Tuesday.
Happy Monday to the pod.
Oh, happy Monday to everybody who's watching.
Happy Monday to everybody who's listening, to who's watching. You know, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you listen. Maybe on YouTube, maybe on everywhere else.
How are you, baby?
I'm pretty good.
Good.
I'm pretty nervous. I'm not like nervous. I'm like I've never done this with anyone before.
I am the interviewee. Interviewee. Just kidding. We're gonna both be talking equally on this cute little podcast.
Welcome to the cute little podcast. Welcome to a cup of Meg and Joe.
Cute little cup of Meg and Joe.
Cheers. We both have matcha because Liam's transitioning into being a matcha girly.
I am.
Oh yeah, give him that ASMR. Anyway, welcome to the pod, babe.
Thanks for having me, baby.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, baby.
So, let's see. Well, today I kind of just wanted to have Liam on because we've been talking about it for literally ever. And last year when we started this pod, it was a little conversation that we had when we were just rotting in bed one day. It was like a Sunday. We were rotting in bed, as one usually does on a Sunday to get that Sunday reset. And then we started talking about what kind of things we wanted to do in the year. And we both talked about having a little pod. And we both actually started a podcast last year. And thanks to this guy right here, he really encouraged me to start the Cup of Meg and Joe pod because I've always wanted to do it. And now we're here. Thanks for being here.
So proud of you for doing that.
Thanks. Don't
Big
make me
jump.
cry.
It's a goal for today.
Anyway, for those of you who don't know who Liam is.
Oh,
Who
Lord.
was that? You or me?
I don't know.
I think that was me. Oh.
I don't know.
For any of you who don't know who this guy is right here.
What is that? Who is it?
Throat.
Is you?
It's my Okay. For some reason, side note, for some reason, whenever I do the pod, I get really burpy. I think I'm just inhaling so much air that I'm constantly Like, I have to cut out my burps all the time because they're a little too much. Okay. So again, I say, for anyone who doesn't know who Liam is, babe, tell them about yourself.
I am Liam Reyes. People know me as Baby Boy Blue on the internet.
On the internet.
On the internet, my job occupation is a full-time music producer.
Yeah, tell us what you do, what you're about.
Uh,
Everything.
everything that I'm about. I am an avid Spider-Man lover. I am an avid coffee drinker. However, I'm drinking matcha for today and for the past few weeks. I make records. I mix records. And I work with independent artists all around the world. Quite literally.
Wow. Look at this guy.
Look at the big brains on Brad.
That's really cool. No, that's really cool. It's like my favorite freaking thing that I can say about him. Not, I mean, it's one of the things, that I can say about him. But like, it's so cool. It's so cool, isn't it? Everybody,
Woo,
clap,
woo.
clap. No, give it up. It's so interesting. It's such a strange feeling that there's like somebody else on the couch with me. But I think the best part is that it's this guy right here. I always wanted him to be the first guest. Oh my God. Also, wait, I didn't address that I got a haircut. It's because I told them, I let them know that the next time they were going to see me, I got a haircut. I chopped all my hair off. I chopped it all off and it's off my shoulders.
Wow. Looks very beautiful.
Thanks.
Very beautiful.
I hot weather is arriving and I just hate the feeling of hair on my neck. And now there's literally nothing. I just asked for a short wolf cut. And if any of you girlies or men, anyone, want to cut your hair, fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Literally, why not? Why not? Take a crazy chance. Why not? Oh, let me X that. Okay, now moving on. Because I already addressed my haircut. This is
Great
so
haircut.
everywhere. Thank you, babe. Okay, so to kick off the pod with my main guy over here, I asked some Instagram folks to put in some questions. To put in some questions that Liam and I will answer because we love talking about everything and anything and nothing at all, quite at the same time. And and we got some silly ones. We got a mixture of things. So this question we're not going to answer.
Bruh. Oh my God.
Guys, we're not going to talk about that on here, okay?
Oh my God.
Okay, so first question is, Brittany asked, fave thing about each other. Smiley face.
Mm.
You can go first, babe. Sorry, I don't know if that's too much pressure.
No, that's okay. Very, very lately, I love how all of my friends are deeply in love with you. All of them. And I feel like you've been hanging out with my friends more than me, which I think is such an awesome thing. It's like a nice little security of knowing that, like, I trust my friends' opinions a lot. And so the fact that you're seeing them outside and talking to them outside of me is already like a great thing that I've always admired about you.
You're gonna make me cry in the first question. Thanks. I love hanging out with Liam's friends. As of late, yeah, I mean, as he said, I've been spending a lot of time with them lately. And it's been fun. I think it's important to get to know your partner's circle and hang out with them outside of it being everyone together, like with your partner, and see what that relationship could be like. because, oh my God, it's been so much fun. Especially, shout out, Javelin.
Big hangouts with
Javelin's my girl. I mean, I think I've spoke about her on an episode before. But yeah, thanks. That means a lot. And I think it's really important to do that, to get to know your partner's friends, because your friends are an extension of you. And I mean, if none of my friends liked Liam, or if none of Liam's friends liked me, I think that would say a lot about the person. I think that says a lot about the person that you're with in general when someone's friends don't like them. Granted, sometimes it can be for no reason, but that could be on their own terms. But like for us, that's not how it goes. Like we share a lot of the same friends, and we get to know each other's friends, and that's really fun to both of us. So yeah. Yeah. Okay, my turn. My favorite thing about you, there's so many. Probably his determination to do like literally everything, and like not this could go a lot of ways, but like not stopping until he gets what he wants, which is like really admirable, because that's why he has the career that he has, and has always wanted to do that full time, which is why I think my sentence just went in a whole circle. Your determination and your will to do the things that you want is something that I think it really shines in you. And we're getting so deep. It really shines in you, and like it trickles into like every other part in your life and every little thing that you do, and it makes you a really good person, because like it doesn't only like, yes, it like it, I think it truly shows in your career, because you really made that freaking happen, which is wild and really freaking cool. But like it also trickles down into like every other part in your life, like going to the gym, or being the person that you want to be. Like I'm making so many weird sounds. Yeah, you just do everything to do what you want to do.
Thank you. And
you're welcome.
To even bounce off of that, and to even go back to what I was saying, you know, I feel like after just thinking about what I just said, it makes it feel like it's still me centric, but I want to really emphasize that, you know, the thing that is amazing about you is your energy towards not just, you know, friends but honestly just everybody that you could be in contact with. I feel like the way that you allow yourself to be yourself in front of people, and the kindness and the glow that you show towards people, whether they're even just, you know, strangers at work or people that could be of value to you in the future. There's a reason why they want to keep in contact with you. There's a reason why they want to be your friend or to do future things with you. It's because they can tell that you have this radiant energy that is not only vibrant, but more importantly, just very trustworthy. And I think that's an amazing thing that a lot of people don't have.
What's up with my throat? Thanks, babe. That's so sweet. Why are you getting so...
How much does the audience want to bet that she's gonna cry during the pod?
I am PMSing.
Oh.
So it
could happen.
It could happen even when I'm not PMSing. But thanks, babe. That was really sweet. Get you a guy like this guy, am I right? Okay, that was only question number 1.
Question 1.
That was only question 1. Okay. Okay, let's divert from a deep question real quick. We got asked from Andrew Mala. Who would win in a sack race?
What's a sack? Oh, like when we're in the sack and we're
you're like jumping to like the...
I'd smoke you easily.
Yeah, I think so. I
That's
think
like a
so.
definite
Liam and I
answer.
do things. Liam and I do silly things like, like, like we'll like jump over like a bunch of steps or like see who could do what like crazy physical activity. It's always him that wins because I get a little scared that I'm gonna hurt myself.
Yeah.
Like one time we literally in our old apartment in Philly, we spent like probably an hour jumping over the step that it was in between the dining room and the dining room and the kitchen because there was like a step right before you go down.
It's literally one step.
And we were like trying to see, like we were like racing and jumping over that was it one?
It was one
It was
step.
one
It was
step.
one step.
And seeing if you could jump really high and like land really nicely.
That's wrong. That's wrong.
Why?
That's wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong?
What it is, so for those listening, if you were ever in gym class, there was an activity that you would always do called a standing broad jump. Which a standing broad jump is seeing how far you can jump.
I didn't know there was a name to it.
It's seeing how far you can jump without running.
Oh, you're right. We didn't run.
Didn't run.
Okay, sorry.
So with this one step, just jumping onto that second level is what I would do, just honestly because I was bored. And then one day I ask Megan, I go, "Can you do this?" Standing, no running, and it was like impossible. but I knew it was possible because she had done it. But what hindered it was that she was just scared to jump the level. But that's okay. That's why you got to push your partner to do some great things and to push them to move along.
I think that's a good example of how Liam really pushes me to try things. He's just like, "Do it. You can do it."
Yeah. It's literally like going up a stair. You don't get scared going up a stair.
Yeah, but going down is different.
Yeah.
Especially when you can't accelerate first. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Accelerate.
Yeah, accelerating is a big factor on why that's easy. But
wait, I just noticed something. Babe, we're matching.
Of course we are.
What else is new?
What else is new?
For those of you who are not watching and who are just listening to the audio, we're both wearing black tops and joggers. Different jogger colors, but same colors, which we always tend to do because we're just that connected.
It's always black.
Oh yeah. Okay. Christine asked, "What's one of your favorite memories together?"
Dang, that's hard.
That's hard.
I hate broad
like
questions like that.
Pinning it down to like what? Yeah, I know it's a very.
Memories.
Okay, how about let's change it up a little. Mm-hmm. What's your most recent favorite memory together within the time that we've lived in our new home?
You go first. I need time to think.
Okay. It's really hard to think about things like that. Okay, how about I just name a few, because I feel like my brain now is like spewing out a bunch of different things.
Yeah, sure.
The first one that's coming to me is when we decided to go bowling one day, and we had a really fun time. One of our favorite things to do together is go bowling or do any kind of like game with each other. We love gaming. We love competing each other. It's really fun. But so I think it was back in December. We went bowling one day. We were kind of just like chilling. It was a Sunday and we were like, "Nah, let's go out today." And we went bowling, and then afterwards we went to a Korean barbecue spot called Sokongdong. Oh my god.
Go.
It's so good. It's so good. And we just had a really fun time. I feel like that's such a boring answer though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think it's a boring answer?
No. I'm saying like it's since we've moved here, we've done pretty recent memory. going to Woodbury Commons.
Oh my god, I talked about that on the pod. Yeah. We went to Woodbury
Woodbury
Commons.
was
It was so
fun.
spontaneous.
Yeah, Woodbury is fun to me because it had a good level of spontaneity.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the time was pretty fun there too. And more importantly, the drive up was really good. It's
Mm-hmm.
a good core memory. But honestly, I also really liked the New York trip the other day. That's probably my most recent.
Oh my god, I'm so silly. Yeah.
Yeah, because the thing is that I always find the most memorable for us are the things that are more spontaneous and out of the blue than
Yeah.
rather than like a date that we might have planned or
Yeah.
something else, because then it holds a
A
harder
higher
memory.
value.
Yeah,
Well, I think even the bowling one was also
spontaneous.
spontaneous. But yeah, this past weekend on Saturday. Well, hold on. Let's tell you about what this past weekend actually was. Friday, all of our Philly friends came over.
Shout out Philadelphia.
Shout out Philly people. I don't know. We had about like 10 or 11 people here that day. And we did like a little early birthday celebration for Liam because his birthday is on March 29th. Aries King.
Ugh.
And we were very grateful that so many of our Philly friends could come. Literally everyone came, and it was such a fun time. And we're so lucky to have a place where people can come and we can just have fun. It was so much fun. We actually we were thinking about going to karaoke that night. And we were like, what's a fun activity that we could all do together that would be fun? And we were like, oh, karaoke. So we kept like spilling that out throughout the night, like saying like, oh, what do you guys think about this and that? And then somehow, I mean, I'm not even surprised. We just naturally all gravitated, all gravitated here actually on this couch that we're on right now and on the floor. And there's a bunch of guitars next to us. We have the whole music studio is right here. Liam's studio is right here. And we just jammed and belted our lungs out to so many different songs. And that was our karaoke. And it was so much freaking fun.
Yeah,
And that's a core memory with our friends. For sure.
definitely.
So the next day was Saturday. And Liam and I initially planned to stay in. I feel like every time we plan to stay in, it just doesn't happen. And for good reason. I think that the past few times that has happened, we're so tired. Like the night before, right? We're like, oh, I'm so tired. What a long day today. And we just decide that we want to rot in bed, watch movies all day, do the whole shebang. And then you wake up and the sun is shining and you're like, do we really want to stay in bed all day?
No time to waste.
No time to waste. And so literally that whole morning, Liam and I were just like, our percentage was just raising throughout the morning. What were you saying? What was the phrase you were saying?
I was like, what's the percentage?
Oh, no, you were like, how likely?
Yeah, how likely do you want to go into this city today?
And I was going like 10%, 20%. Then at one point it was like 70%. And
Let's
then
just go.
we were just like, okay, yeah, let's go. So anyway, yeah, we went to the city. And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Tell them what we did.
Yeah, so we went to the city. Originally, Megan was supposed to see a friend,
Oh, yeah.
and then the friend canceled. And then I was also supposed to go into the city just to like, hang around. I try to make it annual. It hasn't been annual, but I try to do this annual skate whenever it's like a really nice day out and it's kind of hot. So I was going to do that while she was away with her friend, but then her friend canceled. I was still itching to go into the city because it was on my brain. I don't know if it was on your brain still going to the city.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew we wanted to stay home first, but then instead we just really wanted to get out of the house because it was like 60 degrees out.
Yeah, it was so nice out.
And we had general ideas there's like a huge sale at Sam Ash. And so I knew that I wanted to see if there was anything. There were no good sales. There was nothing there. So
Yeah.
at the very least, I said, let's make that our initial spot, and then from there we could literally
Branch
go
out.
wherever we want. If we want to end up on the Lower East, we can. If we want to go to Manhattan, then we can. If we want to
We
go
were in Manhattan.
Oh, I don't know. I'm from New Jersey. If we wanted to go, somewhere else, then we could just take the train, or we could just walk. So we ended up going to Sam Ash first, and then after that, we went into a few shops. She got her current pants for the people watching on YouTube. And then we knew we wanted matcha. I was really tired the entire day. So I needed some matcha. We got some matcha. Then when we got hungry, we went to this delicious pasta spot.
Called Pasta Eater. Love that
Really
name.
Great spot. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, pretty cheap.
It's like, how much?
Well, not cheap. Pretty affordable, I
affordable.
guess that's the term.
If you were to go to an Applebee's and get just like a normal meal and an app, it's probably the same price as what it would be here at Pasta Eater, except Pasta Eater is like
It's like
higher quality,
well-made pasta.
Real pasta.
Yeah.
So recommend that if you're in New York.
Yeah, it's I think it was on like 16th and something, I forget, but it was really, really yummy. I almost got stuck in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I almost got stuck in the bathroom because I had my chill tips on. I don't have them on anymore because I'm back in school this week. I'm off of spring break now, and I had to take them off, but because I have to play guitar and I can't play with tips on. But anyway, besides almost getting stuck in the bathroom and having a freaking panic attack because I was I was gonna get stuck, I could tell that story another time of what happened to me at Max Brenner's, but yeah, we had a really nice time, and then we went to a thrift shop after that. And Liam got a jersey of Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd, the GOAT. I might give that
Crazy.
to my sister, honestly.
Really?
I was thinking about it.
Damn, but I kind of want it. I kind of want to wear it like when you're not wearing it.
In case my sister is watching or listening to it, she was a way bigger fan of Jason Kidd. The only reason why I would kind of question giving it to her is because she doesn't wear things like that.
She doesn't.
But it'd be a nice, thoughtful gift. I was so, it's a dice in the card. Maybe I'll give it to her a year in. I'll be like, hey, so next year.
Yeah, give it to her when you don't wear it anymore.
Yeah.
And then
it'll be a cool hand-me-down. It could definitely fit her.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
It fits me. It could fit her.
Definitely.
Allie, if you're watching this. That was a long answer of our favorite memory recently.
Yeah. It's a good one.
It's a good one. I really enjoyed it. And then we came home and Liam had a birthday present waiting for him in our lobby, which was nice, from one of our friends in Philly.
Shout out Joan and Evan. Goats.
Shout out. We really love our Philly friends. So and that's we don't miss Philly per se. We don't miss living there. We really just miss our friends. And I think I've addressed this before, but just having that core group of Philly people was so special to us, and having easy access to everyone, just coming over or being or just Joan being upstairs and just going upstairs and having a talk with her, or you going upstairs to Lucas's room, and I don't know, it was just so cool to live with friends who you really freaking vibed with. Mm-hmm. And we have a great, we built such an awesome friendship with everyone there. And it's grown. I feel like the circle has grown recently. Yeah. Newest addition is Evan.
Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, next question. All right, babe. This question is for you, from Sam. Spider-Man or Megan or me?
Ooh.
That's a tough one. Did you guys see his mug?
That's you. That's you. I definitely know more lore about you than I do Spider-Man. Sad to say.
You definitely know. Wait, say that again?
I know more about you than I know than I know the lore about Spider-Man.
Oh.
the lore for Spider-Man is also very complicated. But I love you. I love
I
you way more than like
love you.
if Spider-Man disappeared tomorrow, I'd be very sad. But
If I,
you're forever.
aw, babe, you're so sweet. I like that. I like that question. Thanks, Sam.
Damn. Imagine I said Spider-Man. Duh.
Yeah, if Liam said Spider-Man, I think the pod would have been
Pod be over.
Get out. Get out. We love Spider-Man here, though. We have so many things Spider-Man in our place, and I mean, I think like Liam and I were just honestly meant to be because he loves Spider-Man, and my initials are MJ. So like, hello.
Yeah, people think that's planned.
I know people really think that's planned. It's
It's
not.
not.
That is just what you call fate, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And now last question that we have from the wonderful Javelin is, what have you learned about yourself through loving your partner? Oof. That's a deep one. I kind of like that. I have an answer, but I answered the last one first, so you can go.
Mm. I think I've definitely learned a lot more emotional empathy through you. I feel like you are very deep in touch with your emotions. And I feel like at times I can be more deep in touch with logic than emotions. And so it's always good for anybody to have the opposing deepness present so that they can learn from one another. So I always feel like since you're very in touch with your emotions and open and free with how you express them, I've learned more empathy, not just in our relationship, but also in the empathy for other people.
Wow.
Great.
I love that. I love that answer. I think that's true. I think I see that has evolved within our relationship. Liam and I have been together for
3 and
change.
some change, yeah.
3 and some change, but we've been best friends for like since 2018.
6 years.
We met in
9.
2018.
5 years.
No.
6 years.
Come on, man. You can't do math. Just kidding. I can't either. Yeah, 6 years. But thanks, babe. I like that answer. Okay, that's funny that you say that because, well, hold on. Backtrack really quick. I think like to what Liam said about how he's more in touch with logic and I'm more in touch with emotion. I think that that's a good balance to have because I think that if you had 2 people who were like fully enraged in emotions, like it would get really crazy really fast. But I think that to that, I have also learned to work in like channeling my emotions in a logical way, putting the 2 together. But like, because yes, I am in touch with like my emotions very much so sometimes that can like hinder me from thinking logically. So I feel like because of that and like through loving you and through learning how to be in this relationship that we have. Oh my god, this is getting so deep. I feel like I channel my emotions at like a more balanced level now rather than like just running with the all the emotions that I have. Does that make sense?
Definitely.
I mean, like in the beginning of mine and Liam's relationship, that was like a big thing. I was like always just like full of all this like crazy thing. Also, in speaking of emotions, the word emotions in yoga on Sunday, my yoga teacher Cassie explained that emotions are um, energies in motion, and I really liked that phrase. Because that's true. Every emotion that you feel is an energy coming out of you, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's angry or whatever, and that's what's in motion. But yeah, emotions are a big thing. We run on them every single day, and you can either learn how to live with them, or you can learn how to be a fool. Be a fool with them. Where are you looking? My lips?
Yeah.
Why are you staring at my lips?
I'm just looking at you. I'm looking at her.
But sorry, I said that answer. I said that answer because of what you said. But there was something else that I had as an answer and I forgot. Sorry, brain fart. And maybe it'll come to me. I think it was something on along the lines of like learning that I am capable of X, Y, and Z through like things that we have done together, through daily things or through things that happen between us, just like learning that you're learning that I'm capable of like not being this way or being a certain way, or things like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, very potential oriented.
Yeah, we love potential.
We love potential.
We love potential.
I really think that we are very strong potential oriented couple, like individually. I feel like when people see you doing your thing on social media and just in life, they know that you are exerting your potential. Even if it's in some degree, it doesn't even have to be in like its highest degree all the time, because I know that that's not even how I am. But even the way that people see me on social media is that it's very potential oriented. Of we know that there are things that we want to do, and so the way that that plays in our relationship is that we both see in one another that we can do things that we want to do, whether it's like starting yoga or crocheting or starting the podcast or being consistent with the podcast, like things like that is,
Or going to the gym.
Lifting. Going on trips.
Yeah, going on solo
going
trips.
on trips. Like just doing things that we know that we want to do. We both approach it either encouraging or with the same like logical mindset, which is like I don't know if this is feasible, but I do think that this could work in some capacity. Like we really talk about it. You know what I mean? It's different when it comes to like things like exercise. I remember when we were squatting. It was always a thing of just like, oh, like I know you could squat this much stuff, but then I also knew that eventually the gym wasn't necessarily your mojo, and instead it was always yoga, right? And I know that there was a period where you weren't doing the yoga so much, and so I was just like, oh, like at least like come with me. But then maybe like that also encouraged you to be more yoga centric instead, because it's like, oh, and so it's like bringing out the potential in one another is also just shown in how we treat each other at home, and also just like everywhere else. It's not there,
That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah, I think people see that, and it also encourages them in their own right. I think that's just how we are individually, and how we present ourselves, whether we like it or not, or whether we know it or not. Honestly,
I agree.
Yeah.
Heavy. I talked about this last episode where I talked about like, what does your independence look like from your partner? And I was talking specifically about people in relationships because it's something that I think I've grappled with in the time that we've been together. And it's been like a on and off kind of thing throughout the entire relationship. But I feel like right now, more than ever, I think in both of us, we really have like our own things. And I think that that's really important. And like, don't get me wrong, it's so great to do things together and have that, that like certain number of things that you do with each other. But it's also important to have the things that you like. And like what Liam was saying, the gym, like we went together, I think last year was the most I've been to the gym in like forever. And that was really fun. Like that was so much fun. And like I was squatting like crazy. And that was like, I don't do that anymore now, but like at that time that was really fun for us. But yeah, I did notice that the gym really just wasn't my thing. As the way like yoga fuels my everything. But the gym is Liam's thing. So that way we can both have our own things. Like sometimes on Sundays when Liam drops me off at Yin, he goes to the gym and like we both do our own things. That's a very micro example, but yeah, just having your own things. And like Mans is going on a whole trip. Like he just went on a trip, what was that? 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
And I think like it's just important to encourage each other. Oh, sorry. Something that I wanted to say before was like, I guess I did mention this last week, so maybe I don't. Well, no, I'll say I don't think I said this. Just on like the subject of having something that like both of the parties do in a relationship. Parties? Okay. Like, I don't know, maybe, oh, this could totally segue into the next thing that I want to talk about. So this is perfect. So I don't know if I mentioned this ever on the pod. Maybe I did, but Liam and I were long distance for a while, for within like the 6th month of our relationship, for like a year-ish. We were long distance when he was living in Philly and I was living in Brooklyn. And during that time, I felt like I wanted to do everything with him all the freaking time, no matter what it was. Like I could even go fucking sit on a toilet with him if like I didn't want to be apart from him for like 1 second because of that distance that we had. And I like really just wanted to take up every single freaking millisecond that I feel like, yeah, sure, it was good. It was what the time was. It was where we were at in our relationship. But like, it's crazy that I couldn't see myself doing things outside of our relationship. And maybe that was because I built this like codependence thing on like, I needed Liam's presence to make me happy. It's also when you're in a different mindset like that too, right? Right now, I feel like we're in a totally different place, extremely different place. But yeah, just on the topic of not having that independence from your partner is such a different feeling. And it can kind of like make things like sticky.
Yeah. Wait, which part? The dependence part or the
Dependence.
distance?
Dependence and the distance.
Mm-hmm.
But like you can depend on, I'm not saying like you can't depend on your partner for certain things. There are things, but like to depend on like them to like make you happy as a whole, or else you don't know what the hell you're going to do with your day. Like that was me for a while. You think that was in my lowest points? Like when I was like going through shit?
Yeah.
'Cause you're more prone to like feel that way when there's like a void in your life from something else.
Yeah. Like people in those moments, even if it's like minor moments, is very it's very easy to fall into vices. And the vices don't necessarily have to be the more hardcore vices like drugs or alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
But the vices could very much be in people's relationships. You know, they use their relationship as a vice
Yeah.
uh to kind of just like be dependent on that to make it happy. And if you really think about it, it's almost as dangerous in terms of like addiction and all that stuff, because then you're dependent on a singular thing for the majority of your happiness, and that's
Yeah.
never healthy, no matter what the vice is. Even if it's like a vice that you say, like work. You
Yeah.
know, there's a reason why workaholics
Yeah.
is a term, right? It's because people use work as a vice and as escapism,
Mm-hmm.
when it's not healthy. When the healthier thing to do, and this goes for relationships too, is to have a balance between, you know, your relationships and your life and your work and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and people feel this way about, you know, alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, yeah, like alcohol is like one of the biggest leading causes of death in America.
Yeah.
I don't know
It
if it is
is.
the world, but
No,
definitely
I think it is.
yeah. So someone put the put the
I
put the
no,
fact in the comment.
I think it. I saw a video about it.
Yeah, and so, but you know, there's also a reason why alcohol is relatively like legal and, you know, okay in a standards in standard society, and it's because we would like to believe that most people use it in moderation and it's okay, and the effects of it aren't as long term. I mean, not to make it about that, but if you think about it, you know,
No, but it relates.
it relates, right? Because like the literally in relationships, it's like, well, it's not saying that you can't, you know, be dependent on your relationship. Of course, like there's happiness that comes from it, and that's happiness that you see value in and that you want. But there is like a problem when it's like, if the relationship is gone, which could very much happen to anybody, right? If the relationship is gone, then are you really just like going to be sad that like hardcore, that's dependent, that you're not going to continue your ways of life, you know,
Yeah.
where it's like, are you not going to continue going to yoga? Right?
Yeah.
Are you not going, and like I guess in my case too, it's like, am I really not going to be making music
Yeah.
after that? It's just like, no, of course not. Like, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, like having your relationship be like your driving force for everything. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But it's weird because like, would you say, like, we talk a lot about, you know, future family, for example, and I know that our morals also reside based around the future that we want for one another, um, and we are pretty like family oriented in that sense of like, we want to like when the family starts, like that's also going to be my everything.
Yeah. I mean, that's
And that's different.
That's different.
That's so
That's
different,
like
yeah.
literally having your spawn like
Yeah, like that
like,
is like my seed.
Yeah, like every
My seed.
like every yeah. I mean, that's a different story, babe. Like when those future kids come out come out to me. When those future kids are born, when our future kids are born, oh my god, life will change. But like right now, we are lucky to still, you know, be doing life this way for right now, at least for the next few years. And our driving force, I think that has us individual and then it also brings us together is just like, I don't know, what would you say, just like fucking living life, just like doing the damn thing.
Yeah.
I feel like Liam and I are very good about, I think, I don't want to say being successful, but I do want to say that, because it's not like and success looks different to literally everybody. Like the term, like what are the qualities of a successful life? You know what? I'm gonna change that. Maybe not to be successful, but to be successful in like a happy way. Like you've done it.
Accomplished.
Accomplished. Yeah. I think that's what we both want for ourselves, and then that's what we both like bring to the table for both of us together. Liam and I talk a lot about our goals and everything quite often. Yeah. Damn, we kind of went on a whole entire rant. So that was a very long-winded answer, but I think it shows a lot of what of what we are to each other and what we are as individuals. But uh talking about being long distance and how that was for us, I kind of want to last topic or main topic of this whole entire pod. No, not the whole entire. One of the topics that I did want to discuss on the pod with Liam is about our long distance relationship into moving in together and everything that's under that umbrella. So many things have changed since then.
Yeah.
Do you want to name just a few things that you have noticed when we were long distance that maybe changed when we moved in together? Like initially moved in together, and then also how it changed now that we live like fully with just each other and not with roommates.
So, on my end, I think when I was living down in Philadelphia, I think that was my peak uh, individuality.
Mm.
Meaning, of course, like for the majority, like for all of the time that I was in Philadelphia, I was with you. And it was different because, I would only see you a few days out of uh, the week.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'd be like a couple times in a month,
Mm-hmm.
if that. And for a good chunk of it, I actually really liked it because I know that I'm the type that enjoys my individuality. I love doing things on my own. And honestly I still feel that now. Right. Uh Now, of course, we were just talking about like there was like a level of dependency that was happening when we were long distance. And I definitely feel like when you were starting to move in, I knew, like, I remember thinking about it the week prior. I remember thinking like, yeah, like this individuality is definitely going to take a hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um and I think I had to prep for it because I also knew in my soul that if I was going to be with you for a long time that eventually we would have to move in with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not like being in like an individual and being alone, like, for the majority of a relationship is like the way it's going to go when we're older.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I knew that it had to happen. But it was also grasping with this like moral dilemma within myself of like, you know, am I ready to sacrifice? Like, do I feel like I fulfilled everything that I wanted individually before moving in with my partner? And I also know that when we moved down in Philly, it was more of a necessity than a want.
Yeah.
That's always how we approached that first move.
Yeah. It was
Um,
definitely out of order of sequence that we initially planned.
yeah,
I think we moved in together a year before we like wanted to move in together.
yeah,
But yeah.
yeah. So it definitely felt like it was a quick adjust that I didn't necessarily have like a full prep to work on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when it happened, I think it was a problem. Maybe for like the first couple months that I was really struggling with um, like learning how to not be by myself and constantly having somebody there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like I had roommates, but if I wanted to fuck off, can I curse?
Yeah, yeah, we curse on here.
If I wanted to fuck off,
Can I
then
curse?
can I curse? I didn't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Uh, then I could just go downstairs, and I could honestly, I mean, the also truth is that when I was living down there, if I wanted to disappear for like a week without telling anybody, I could technically do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
or even something as simple as leaving to go to the mall.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't have to tell my roommates or text anybody. I would just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Right. And things like that change when you move in with your partner, because it's not like, yes, I don't have to tell you. I know I do, but it's just like a respect thing.
It's a consideration kind of thing.
Yeah. Or a better way to put it, and this is a thing that I see in a lot of problematic relationships, is that couples ask permission.
Ugh.
Ugh.
No.
If I want to go
imagine?
if I wanted to go to the fucking mall, I'm going to go to the mall.
Babe, can I go to the mall?
Yeah, like what?
Ew, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
No, we don't do
We don't
that.
ask
We don't do that
permission.
here. But we let each other know when we're going to be out of the house and we're doing something.
Yeah.
But yeah, as to what you were saying.
Yeah, so when we first moved into Philly, and there was a lot of like Philly has a tension down there, and it was definitely hard because I feel like if you ask anybody who had just moved in with their partner how their first couple months were, maybe even like their first year living with that person, chances are it's like a 50-50 split if it was good or if it was bad. And so like I definitely think it was a strong challenge.
Strong challenge.
And there were a lot of factors that was making it not in our favor. Things like, you being sick was a huge one. Finding work down there was ridiculously
Really
hard. Of course, like financial troubles on my end,
and on my end.
Yeah, in just owning a business and then work and all that stuff is always just like a financial struggle.
Yeah.
But I also knew that in a long run way, we had to work on it, and that there were things that we were changing, and that's why we kept having these conversations that led to the start of this podcast, and led to you discovering your love for music therapy, and things that led for us to end up moving on our own. And I think that the way that transitions into how we live here is really not how we were living down in Philly.
Not at all.
I think there's so much more activity, and there's so much more individualism in both parties that it makes me feel like, I can still be an individual on my own, and I can still have my time on my own. But of course with like a sacrifice that I am always down to sacrifice just because I love you, and meaning that I'm not going to just be living on my own.
Oh, okay.
Constantly, like how I was living alone in Philly. Right. And so like when you're living in Philly all alone, you're literally alone by yourself 24/7.
I'm thinking of that SpongeBob episode. Alone.
Right. And that's probably how you felt down in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Like the same exact thing of like you didn't have to ask Anna to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's different when it's your partner.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really gonna. Yeah, when you're living with your friends versus living with your partner, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah. Or you didn't have like.
I didn't like.
There's just like an extra stuff. I was explaining this to my sister actually a few weeks ago when we went to Buffalo Wild Wings, or like last month or wherever. I was like, yeah, like there's definitely a difference when you live with somebody, because yeah, like it's not that you have to ask permission. It's more that there's like that extra step of like, if you do go somewhere, that you do have to contact one another, right? Or you do have to like check in on them more often compared to like if you were when you were living with your old roommate or when I was living down in Philly. Again, like we could leave the house and not talk to our roommates for
like days.
days and be like, bro, where did you go? I didn't even
Yeah.
know. And it's like I didn't even know you were gone.
Right.
So that's a big thing where it's like it's not even that it's like a big deal or a deal at all, but it's like
it's a factor.
it's a factor.
It's something that just happens.
It's a step that like some people might say it's like it hurts someone's individuality, but like I don't think it does.
It only hurts your individuality, I think, if you let it, right? And if you don't like change anything about it.
Yeah, like there are people out there that will literally not want to, that will like hardcore disconnect from their partner to the point of just like
like they resent
they
them.
will no, like meaning like they won't even tell them anything about where they go.
Oh.
Or like
I wouldn't want that.
Yeah, and it's just like why? It's like if I know that I need to go somewhere, even if I don't tell you in that moment, it's just like, oh yeah, like I went here for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And knowing that you have your own job right now and that you're in school and that the activity also like leaves me alone in the house to do whatever I need to do, and also knowing that I leave the house so that you could do whatever you have to do is like a really cool way to live for right now before we have huge responsibilities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the perfect time to create things that need the time to create, so yeah,
create things that need the time to create.
Yeah, like the podcast, for example. If you wanted to reach a level of quote unquote success or have like these numbers and stuff, that takes time to create.
Oh yeah.
So it's like knowing that we give each other space to allow that time to even happen is a good thing.
I want to say something, but I have to pee so bad.
Oh my god.
Can you hold this?
Pause.
Thanks for the interlude music. Oh, intermission. I had to pee so bad. Oh my god. My stomach was just getting bigger and bigger, and I was like, I have a lot to say about us, about that whole transition from living in Philly. I mean, it's it's similar, it's synonymous to yours. Where did we hear that?
Angry video game nerd.
Angry video game nerd. Shout out AVGN. I was say AGV. AVGN. Shout out AGVN. AGVN. AVGN. Oh, I can't say it right. AVGN.
Angry video game nerd.
Love that guy.
Do you?
Only love him like as an extension of you. Like I like his videos when you watch them, but I don't choose to watch them.
He's from New Jersey. Maybe we can run into him.
Maybe we can just stalk him and
that would be all. I think if I ever saw him in public.
Sorry.
Be like, oh my god,
AVGN.
Bro, I watch you every day. That's how I feel about Swoozy.
That's crazy. Parasocial relationships.
Strong.
Okay. What were we talking about? We were talking about the transition in between living in Philly, or sorry, long distance living in Philly to now. Okay, so synonymous to your response. I have a lot of feelings about that whole thing. I mean, I think we literally, like, if you could visualize it, it's like it's a huge character arc in our lives, if you want to put it that way, and in our relationship. When we first started dating, I was living in Brooklyn and Liam was living in Jersey, and we would make the time to see each other like every every weekend, every other weekend or something. And then when he told me that he was moving to Philly, oh my God, it's like my world shattered. Because for me, in my past relationships, I feel like everybody was like, yeah, I'm moving, I'm dipping, bye. And then that's how the whole thing would just like crumble, right? So it was very scary in the beginning. I was like, oh my God, how is this going to work? What really is long distance when you make it work, right? And a lot of people have different views on long distance. A lot of people will say, fuck that, never gonna do that. Or a lot of people are like, I think it's what you make out of it and it's how you make it work. And if you really want to make it work with the person, it'll work. I stand on the side of, if you really want to make it work with that person, you will make it work. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. I'm on that side of long distance relationships most likely won't work.
Mm.
But
Unless
the difference between us is that it didn't feel like long distance, at least in my brain.
Interesting.
And the only reason why is because to me long distance is like, you know,
I mean,
I was in a long distance relationship.
With who?
With who?
Who did you kiss before me?
I was in a long distance relationship, and that was literally in another country.
I mean, yeah,
right.
Yeah,
So that's
I know.
that's a long distance. But to me, it didn't feel like long distance because it was simply just like a train ride, right? It's like
Just a train ride. It was like
okay, yeah,
two
like
trains and a bus. Like, come on now.
Okay, if I were to ask, let's put this in a hypothetical. If I were to ask you, somebody who's living in San Diego in LA, one person
I don't
lives
know
in
how
San
far are
Diego.
those places from
It's like
each
2
other.
hours away.
That's a long distance relationship.
You think that's a long distance relationship?
And I think that anything within the range of over an hour and a half is long distance, because the distance, you have to travel that far. And I think for me, when you have that like long distance from each other, it means you don't have easy access to each other right away. It means you can't just go to their house over the weekend because you can drive there in 20 minutes or under an hour.
Okay. I think with that being said, I think a better way to think about it, I am one of those believers that the longer the distance, the higher chance it has of failing.
Okay.
Great way to say
yeah,
that.
that's a better way of putting it. I mean, yeah, granted, our long distance relationship was only like 2 states away from each other.
Yeah, which in
wasn't,
actuality, if you want to use the California example, it's not even.
It's not. Yeah, we were states away from each other, but like, but
it was there. The distance was definitely still there.
The distance was definitely there. It was definitely apparent when Liam was living in Philly. And that was really scary for me in the beginning, and I had to learn how to kind of navigate that. And I mean, I think we both did. But living in Philly was definitely the necessity for what the time was, because my rent skyrocketed in Brooklyn and there was like no other choice that I had. And I knew that if I wanted to live with someone else, I didn't want to live with like a random roommate again or whatever. And one of my friends actually was asking me to move in with her, but where it was just wasn't logistical for me. So then I turned my job into a virtual job. I was able to gratefully, I was able to thankfully teach music lessons online and make that a virtual thing. And that's how I ended up being able to move to Philly. But then, yeah, finding like an actual, not like finding like a physical job out there was so extremely hard. And Philly, I mean, literally during breakfast, we were talking about what we're going to talk about on the pod. And like, Philly was a trial. Philly was a trial and error time before we got here. And I truly believe that if we didn't have Philly, we would probably be experiencing some similar things here, right? Like, we went through the shit. We went through to put it quite frankly, we really went through so much shit in Philly with each other. And things that could like make or break your relationship. And like, thankfully, like, we're still here, and like I love this man more than anything in the entire world. And like our relationship is so much stronger now than ever. And I think that's because we like actively learned how to work through this and that. And like Philly was crazy. Philly was really crazy. Like for our relationship, it was really crazy.
Yeah.
Babe, you're not even talking to the mic.
Yeah.
Philly was a wild time, but like if we didn't have that, we wouldn't be where we are now. And like we really went through the thick of it. We got into a lot of shit and a lot of like arguments here and there because like we were dealing with like real life shit. And when I kind of like talk about this with like friends or people who were just like talking about relationships, I kind of talk about Philly as like, or the things that we were going through in Philly as like, I feel like you really get to know your partner when you go through like the problems of like life, you know, like when you go through like jealousy and all those like little things, which we don't have in our relationship at all, like like quite literally doesn't exist. That's like, those are like things, those are like toxic things, right? Those are like other kind of unhealthy problems. I think I would categorize those as. But I think healthy problems are when you actually have like life shit that you're dealing with together, financial shit, job shit, self things, self-actualization, and you work on that together and also separately. Like those are healthy problems because it's helping you together work together as partners and as a couple, and it's also helping you realize things within yourself that you may not have learned before. And like I can't stress it enough, we went through so much crazy shit in Philly, and like I'm so thankful for where we are right now because like we love our apartment. First of all, like I think this is my favorite place I've ever lived in.
Yeah.
I fucking you saw my spit.
Yeah.
I spit out of excitement. I love this apartment so much. It is truly, we've made it our like true home. And I love that we were able to get to a place where we like just actually live with just the two of us. We can make it if we try. That's literally what we did. We really made it because we tried. But also like, yes, we went through the shit in Philly, but we also had like a great time in that too. Like we were like ebbing and flowing in so many different directions. I think towards the end we found our like sweet spot, right? Because like I got a job and like I was finally coming back to not being freaking sick all the time. And that really does a number on your relationship when you're just freaking sick, and also does a number on you when you're just not mentally, physically well. I think Liam got sick twice.
When?
In Philly?
Yes. Twice.
Liam was by my side the entire time that I was sick. Oh, God, that was a time. That was a time. That was a time.
Yeah.
COVID, strep, a cold, strep. Literally, like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
see, this is why, like, Philly just wasn't good for us. I mean, I think it was really cool that Liam did move to Philly, like, on his own in that first year and was able to get that individuality that he got. And the whole, like, living on your own kind of thing. Because I think that's important for everyone to have. It's important for everyone to live on their own for a little bit before living with your partner, or kind of maybe just get the experience of kind of living on your own before living with your partner. For anyone out there who's listening who is looking to live with their partner soon, do it, but also know what you're getting into. But I do think that like you don't know what to freaking expect, but expect the freaking unexpected. Because it'll just happen. I mean, you really get to know someone when you live with someone. What if you live with that person and you realize you fucking hate living with them? Would you want to stay in a relationship with them? No,
Mm-mm.
probably not. Or some people do this thing where, like, you know, some people stay together, but they have like separate apartments. I have an aunt and uncle who actually, my uncle lives in Connecticut, and my aunt still keeps her apartment in the city, and she's at her apartment like 2 or 3 times a week, like 3 days throughout the week, and then goes back to the house in Connecticut to have that time together. But like, yeah, if you realize you can't live with each other, there are ways to work around it. But like, I think when you live with your partner, you really get a sense of like what your relationship looks like on the inside of everything, and not just like the going on dates and being outside and being in public. When you're like in private, in home with that person, and you share a daily in and out life with each other from morning to night, you really freaking, you know them inside and out. And yeah, but it's a beautiful thing when it can work out. And I'm I'm really grateful that I have this guy. I literally mention you on every episode, I think. So it's about damn time everybody has gotten to hear your voice.
Yeah.
And has also heard some insight in your brain. Liam and I like to have a lot of discussions about things in life. So I'm happy that he got to share a little tiny piece of his brain, look at this brain. Look, what is it?
Look at the brains.
Look at the brains on Brad.
Brad.
I'm happy that he got to share that on the pod. And is there anything else you want to say? I feel like this was so long, but you know what?
It's gonna get cut.
Some of it is going to get cut, but also I think it's a long episode because it's us, and because I feel like we went from like just, you know, answering a question and then going deeper into it, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to add to what I said?
No.
No?
Sounds pretty good.
Okay, well then I'm going to leave with asking you one question. On this pod, as you know, we very much discuss so many things about the self and life and taking care of yourself. So, with that said, do you have anything that any tricks and tips that you want to share with them about any of those topics?
About life.
About life, about yourself, about taking care of yourself, things like that you think will be valuable to the pod, because I think you bring a lot of value.
My one of my biggest things that I like to tell people is to not think about things too seriously. You can be serious about the things that you do, but don't let it get too serious to where you ignore the play that comes in your everyday. Don't let it become too serious to where you're overthinking every small action and it's losing all of the natural life movements. So have your actions be serious and intentional, but don't let it be too serious. Don't let it be too deep. Don't think too deep about it.
Right. I remember when it used to be like, it's not that deep.
It's not that deep. But yeah, don't take things too seriously. You could be serious, but don't take things too seriously.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That was my closing statement. And
no, but I think if I think if you take everything way too seriously, where the hell is the fun?
there's no fun.
Hell, where the heck is the fun? Where the heck is the fun? You gotta have fun amongst everything that you do, or else you won't live a fun life.
Yeah.
What's the fun in that?
What's the fun in that?
What's the fun in that?
You got one of these.
Yeah, you got one of these. You gotta have fun. We have fun.
Yeah.
We have fun all the time. Oh, my legs. Look at us. Okay, hold on. We got one last incoming question that we're gonna add in. Okay, so we got a question from another Christine, a different Christine. Christine says, how do you support your woman when she is on her period?
Give her a hug. Give her a hug. You give her a hug. Make her some tea. Give her a heating pad. Tell her you love her.
It's pretty good. What else?
You put on Vampire Diaries. You buy the pads for her. You laugh when you
What?
Yeah. You get her chocolate sometimes. You get her what's the chocolate called? I haven't bought it in a while. What's it called? Symphony. You buy her Symphony chocolate and
I love Symphony.
and Sour Patch.
My period's
Kids,
coming next
the watermelon
week,
ones.
babe. My period's coming next week.
So I gotta do all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. That's how you help your woman while she's on the red dot, so to say.
The red dot. Okay, thanks. All right, this was really long.
Thanks for having me on the podcast, baby.
You're welcome, baby.
Any other guest does ask what?
It was a pleasure to have you on here. I love talking in a mic.
Yeah.
And like us talking on a mic feels so fancy to each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Hey.
Hey, baby.
What's up?
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, little mama, let me whisper in your ear.
Oh, crazy in the headphones.
Did you like that?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Anyway, I think that's it. I think that's where we'll conclude for today. Thanks for being here. I love you a lot.
I love you.
More than words can explain. Now we got all gooey, ooey on the pod. But now you get to know a little bit more on the inside of my personal life, which is what we're here to share, isn't it? Not too personal, am I right? I mean, pretty personal. Pretty personal. We get really into it. But anyway, thanks for coming to get your drinkity drink. How much did you finish?
I still got some.
It's pretty good amount. I love that you're a matcha girly now. We went to Cha-Cha Matcha. It was so good.
I think we said that.
Did we?
Yeah.
Did we say what place it was?
Yeah.
I don't think we did. It's okay. My brain is literally everywhere. Okay, well, thanks for... Ooh, look at my little ducky socks.
Japanese.
Japanese. I'm a certified yapper. Yapper. I had a lot of fun.
I had a great time.
Okay, well, thank you for listening and tuning in to A Cup of Meg and Joe with me, your host, Meg and Joe, and with my lovely partner, Liam Reyes, this beautiful man right here that I have sitting next to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Liam Reyes. Thanks for having me.
I hope anything that we said resonated a little bit, or you got to learn something, or you were just here for the vibes. You know? It was a pleasure. A pleasure. A pleasure. Everyone give it up. Give it up for Baby Boy Blue. If you need to get your song mixed, produced, mastered, or you just want to freaking vibe, and make some music, hit up this guy.
Yeah.
Hit up this guy. He'll make your music sound incredible. Incredible. How do you say it in French?
Incredibly.
That's not it. I don't know. He'll make it sound amazing and phenomenal. Okay. Well, I guess I'll talk to you guys next Monday. I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of your Monday and a lovely rest of your week. Spring is here. So we're really getting out of the winter depression. Right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because the sun's out. The sun's out. Literally, it's shining on us. Yeah. And I will meet you back here next Monday. Okay, thanks. Love you. Bye.